Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a tutorial on this glittery silver smoky eye look, perfect for any special occasion like going on a night out with your girls and even prom. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the video and let's begin. So I'm going to begin by first using a face wipe just to wipe off any oil and dirt off the skin, just so the makeup sits better on the skin and there's less texture and less build up of product. Next I'll be using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel just to hydrate the skin, and I'll be using a duo fibre brush to apply that evenly across the whole entire face. Then I'll be using the Dr. Paw ointment balm to apply all over the lips, just so that by the time we finish the face and come back to the lips, they'll be soft and plump for us to apply lipstick. Then I'll be using the NYX Macro Brow in Espresso, and I'll first brush up the hairs upwards and downwards at the tail. And I'll first start at the tail and slowly build up the product in light feathery strokes. And after defining the tail, I will slowly go forward just to build up the product so that the tail has the most product. And then you can see here that the eyebrows start to come together now, there's more definition, and by the front of the brow I'll just use a light hand and just create false hair strokes. And then I'll brush upwards just to even out the product so that it's not clumpy. Then I'll be using the NYX Brow Cake in dark brown to fill in the brows even more, to make it even more dark and defined, just because I feel like with this look it's dramatic, so I want something even more darker to go with it. And then I'll brush up the product to evenly distribute it. Then I'll be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer to define the brow even more, and I'll start at the brow bone and slowly, ever so slightly, go inwards towards the corner of the eye, just because I feel like most of the product should be at the brow bone, because it's going to look crazy if it's too light at the front of the brow. And then just slowly build the product, and then I'll start blending downwards as soon as I get like the definition I want. Then I'll be using the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden to use as an eyeshadow base, just so that the eyeshadow lasts long and it becomes true to colour. So I'll first apply the product down and blend as much as I can with a flat brush, and then I'll be going in with a more denser fluffy brush just to blend out the product so that it's even and there's no like clumps or bumps. You can see just how well the eyeshadow primer covered the whole entire lid, so that there's no colour coming through from the veins, and I'll lightly set that with a face powder so the eyeshadows blend much better. Then I'll be using the second Naked palette by Urban Decay and using the shade Verve, which is like a smoky grey with a hint of purple. I don't know, it's a unique colour, but I'm going to use this as a transition colour so that the eyeshadows blend much better. And I'll be going in throughout the whole crease, inwards and outwards in circular motions, just so the product's evenly distributed. And you can see here I'm going to slowly feather outwards up to the brow bone, and then I'll be using a clean fluffy brush just to blend the edges even more so that it has a more diffused look. And then I'll be using the shade Blackout, which is like a really true black, like the darkest black you'll ever find. And I'll be using that on an outer V just to slowly build up the definition of the crease in circular motions, just so that everything's more well blended. And then I'll ever so slightly feather outwards, not into a V shape, but more rounded, and because I don't want to go for a really sharp look. And then I'll have a look straight ahead into the mirror just to see where the black will hit. And then I want to I'll slowly go inwards into the crease, just so that it doesn't look like just a black on the outer V, if you know what I mean. I want it to be really diffused and well blended. You can see that it looks really like messy right now, but don't worry, we're going to clean it up. So I'm just going to apply more black to define it even more, just because I want it to be really dark, sultry and dramatic. Obviously we need to blend the edges once more just so that everything is well blended, as you can see from the other side compared to this side, which is more messy, but don't worry, it's going to be gone and blended. Now I'm going to use that silver shade and pack it onto the lid where I haven't put any eyeshadow at all. And I'm just going to apply this in layers and layers until I get the intensity I want, and just slowly feather outwards. Then I'm going to blend the edges of where the transition and the lid colour meet, just so that it's not as harsh. It's not going to be a cut crease, I want it to be more of a blended look. Next, I'll be using the Makeup Forever Aqua liner in black and just lining that across the lash line. I'm not going to wing it out just because I want the eyeshadow to be winged out and the lashes to stand out and the glitter. I don't want the wing to distract from everything. And then just do it just to disguise the lash band basically. And now I'm going to grab a MAC angled brush and basically smudge the liner into the empty bold spots just so that you can't see where the liner stops and starts. Now I'm going to use an eyelash curler from Superdrug. It's so cheap and affordable, just to curl the lashes because I want the lashes to go upwards and this provides a base for it to do so. So she's going to curl it like 2 or 3 times and it's going to create a C-curl. And now we're going to use the Maybelline mascara just to hold that curl in and darken it, the base of the lash, and keep it staying up. So right now we're going to begin sticking on lashes. I'm going to be using the Duo glue in clear. And I'm just going to get Annie to close our eyes and we'll just wait for the glue to get tacky and then stick it on. So I'm making sure to stick 3/4 out just so that the inner corner doesn't get stabbed with the lash band. And I'm using the Lit Cosmetics glitter and the Lit Cosmetics glue. And I think the glitter is called Champagne Wishes, and I'm going to basically tap the glitter onto the lid where the silver is. I'm not going to swipe just because it's going to disrupt the silver I've done underneath. And I decided to go higher with the glitter to match the intensity of the crease just because I want her eyes to be even bigger, and this basically fakes and gives the illusion that her lid is bigger when really it's not, but this helps to do so. Now I'll be using the Makeup Forever HD primer to prime the skin, making sure that anything like the foundation, contour, highlight lasts all day and all night because obviously you'll be dancing if you're going out, prom, clubbing and whatever. And I'll be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer to basically hide the majority of the problem areas like the under eyes, redness around the nose and darkness around the lips, just so that I don't want to use a lot of foundation. I want the coverage to already be done already and the foundation will just tint the skin and cover whatever needs to be covered. So I'll be using the MAC Face and Body in C3 and C6 to basically create a custom shade, and I'll be using a buffing brush to apply the foundation and buff it into the skin, making sure it's formed and becomes one of the skin, because obviously you don't want a mask, you want everything to be flawless and as one picture. And I'll be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in a lighter shade to highlight areas like the chin, the nose, and then I'm doing this with, I'm blending this with a sponge but applying with a brush just because a sponge blends better, much better than a brush, because a brush creates streaks. And I'm just going in with on the forehead as well, because I feel like her forehead is quite small, so I want to enlarge that just to create more depth into her face. And I already did the under eyes but I didn't record that, so sorry guys. Next I'll be using the MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in medium to set the highlighted areas like the under eyes, forehead and the nose and chin. But then I'll be using a shade called medium dark to set the other areas. It's not going to really contour, it's just going to add more depth into her skin, which is more of a fleshy tone, like her olive undertones, her yellows if you can see. And then I'll be bronzing using the shade Deep Dark, which is more warmer. And I'm going to hit the cheeks, basically wherever the sun hits. Just to ensure like the under eyes and concealer last all day, I'm going to bake using the Bennye banana powder and hit the under eyes and basically the highlight areas. And it's going to look like this, it's going to look a bit crazy, but I'm going to use this to basically finish up the under eyes and catch any dark eyeshadow. So first I'm going to line the waterline and the lash line with the Makeup Forever black eyeliner, and it's basically going to create a very sultry look because it's quite dark and intense. Then I'll be using the same blackout shade to smoke out the lower lash line. And again, this is what I like to do when I really want to go out and be dramatic and be extra, if not. And I can see, look how that completes the look. It's not top heavy anymore. It balances out the under eyes, and I'm going to sweep away the excess powder and sweep away what the Bennye banana port, like the black eyeshadow. Then I'll be using the transition shade Verve to smoke out that black eyeshadow, just because I don't want it to be too harsh, and it's going to look even more sultry and smoky and sexy, which is the look we're going for. And now to add even more intensity, I'm just going to get Eileen to use mascara on her lower lashes, and it's going to basically look even more intense and dark. And now we're going to contour the face a lot, so I'm using the Sleek Contour Kit in medium, and basically just go right underneath the bronzer, which is going to sculpt her cheekbones and lift up her face. For blusher, I'm going for a more peachy tone, so I'm using Milani Luminoso. I'm going above the bronzer but below the highlighter point, and it's basically going to create a nice warm look to her skin. I'm using the same sleek shade to contour her nose, but I'm not really precisely contouring her nose. I don't feel like she has any problem areas or areas she needs to contour. I'm just adding more warmth to the center of her face because everything else is warm but the center is bright, so I'm just adding more color and depth. And now we're going to use the Maybelline Superstay setting spray, and I'm going to basically, before I apply highlight, I'm going to wet the skin but set it at the same time. And when the skin's about 80% dry, I'm going to use the INGLOT Face and Body Shimmer in shade 7 and hit the high points of the face, like the cheekbones. I also like adding some on the Cupid's bow just because I feel like it creates a pouty look to the face, and I also like hitting above the brow and on the forehead because I feel like it creates this generic glow. And you don't need to like apply dewy foundation. If you hit these points, it looks like the skin's glowing, but not really, but it is, if not. And I'm just going to finish up by applying it in the eye corner to attract more attention to the eyes, just because we're extra, and just hit some on the nose bridge just because we want a tall nose, we ain't got time for flatness. Okay. So moving on to lips, I'll be using the NYX lip liner Natural and just lining her lips. But I'm going to put a nude on top, and it's going to take away the natural lip liner colour from the NYX, but it's going to be there still, but I just want it as a base, so it's not too nude and beigey. And then I'll be using the HEYA'LL Lip Glaze Cream in Elude. It's my favourite nude, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lips. So I'm going to blend it and get her to smack her lips, just so that it's not too nude. Just blending the edges, making sure that the inner corners are not missed out, because I think a lot of people miss this out. But you have to like hit everywhere, just so that everything looks as one. Just because we're extra, we're going to add gloss in the centre of the lips from Body Shop and fade it outwards, and it's going to create a lush, pouty look and make it even more glam. And this is the finished look, guys. Something glamorous, sultry, smoky, perfect for any special occasion like going on a night out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you guys, bye!
Okay.